Hey, everybody, and we are live. Sorry about the delay. We had something come up. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully, we don't have a trip to the ER.
Right.
Ugh, kids.
Okay. So, hey, everybody. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. We hope you're with the one you love. And if you don't have anybody, well, then just love yourself tonight. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So, happy Valentine's Day, K Pro.
Happy Valentine's Day, Cowlazars.
So tonight, I guess we should probably just talk about 9 Mile Hole. And basically, K Pro, is Forrest Fenn a liar?
I think this is what Forrest always told me, especially knowing me at the beginning of this chase. He's like, don't look at things in black and white. So I could answer you yes or no, but I think there's nuances. I think there is things that we need to talk about in relation to that. So I'm going to say kind of we need to talk about it, but maybe we get up to date with where we're at. We kind of had a sidetrack, a tangent, some fun, some shenanigans, and it was only fun at World Series of Fenn. I think everybody had a great time at the event. Everybody was having a fabulous time, except for the people that got beat by Ben. But then Ben was so entertaining watching him win. Then all was good, and it was so great. And now we need to get back on track. I do need to talk about a particular posting I made. I did pull it down. I do want to openly talk about that because I'm okay with talking about it. Because when I mess up, I'm going to say it, and I've messed up, and Mike threw down the hammer. And so we're going to talk about that. How do you like that, Mike?
Honey, where's the trophy? I thought it was going to be on the bookshelf behind you. It's actually there. I just don't remember where I put it. It's probably directly behind you somewhere, but we'll get it up. The World Series of Fenn trophy, that is. Oh. There it is. All right. Ben, we don't have your name on it yet, but we will get it done.
Yeah, I got to get a new one. It said, okay.
So I'm going to tell you guys a story about World Series of Fenn. So when I was in the Navy, there was a lot of guys. I told K-Pro the story, but I'll tell you guys real quick. A little metaphor for the World Series of Fenn. When I was in the Navy, I was 20, 21 years old, and there were some guys in the Navy that didn't like it. They just didn't like being told what to do. They didn't like standing in line. We were on an aircraft carrier. They just didn't like it. And this old timer had been in 30 years. He looked at me and he said, "You're 21. You got a paycheck every 2 weeks. You got a place to sleep. You got food. You got clothes. After you do your 8-hour job, you can go do what you want to do. You're in San Diego." He's like, "If you're not having fun, that's on you." And that's how it was for World Series of Fenn. If there's anybody that came that didn't have fun, that's on you because you're in Vegas. All the events were public. We were all there. And you just have fun. You got to get involved. You got to come up and say hi to people. You got to say, hey, what's going on?
I know some people maybe wish that they met more people. A lot of people, I'm going to shout out to Apollo. He was one of our newbies, and Nate, he was another newbie, and Dan, another new. And they were just meeting everyone. And I will say, Apollo, it was, this is Apollo, yes. And what did I call you? I thought I gave you a totally different name when I was talking.
Angelo. Yeah, that's Angelo.
Angelo, that was it. Apollo now.
I wish you weren't a liar.
And that was the fun part of this event is everybody got to meet everybody. I do need to give an apology, though. Jana, there were some logistical issues, and it seemed to happen to her like 3 different times. So we talked about it, though. She's such a good person.
And Brent John, I want to apologize to Brent. He did get left off the party bus, not once, not twice, but he said it was kind of on me because he was in conversation with somebody, but that wasn't on purpose. It just happened. The driver that we had was not the friendliest guy, and he was like, "We need to leave now, otherwise everybody."
But in the scheme of things, this is what's funny is there was so much hoopla before, and I've heard there's hoopla after, and I'll talk about that. But during the event, it was fabulous. I got pictures with everyone, I think, at the entire event. So, and I will say, Sadhorn, I will let you guys know, I have disconnected all of my notifications. Mike and I had a little bit of a powwow about adjusting to our balance of this post-chase stuff. I will pop in from time to time. Packer Jack asked me if I would pop into their Saturday evening, whatever. Other than that, I'm kind of checking out of all the different chats. I'll pop in for 5-10 minutes and that's it. And then he drops down the hammer and he says, "Get off of there." And we go and do some family time.
The hammer.
And if I'm traveling, then I go and do something else traveling. So I'm going to balance it a little more. The amount of hours, there's some things that I really want to look into, and the amount of hours between chat and that is not going to be conducive. So I now am kind of more in research mode. And we should talk about that, Mike. What we will research and what we won't research. So I put a little Facebook post up. Do you want to talk to it, or do you want me to?
No, you can talk to it. It's just you alluded to a couple of things, and I was like, we don't really need to talk about it. Like, why would we? So yeah, go ahead. You say what you want to.
Yeah. So there was a few things that I discovered, found out, people passed on to me at the World Series of Fenn. And one of them, in my opinion, confirms that there is more to Jack's story. It would be considered personal to him because it would be something that happened before the chase that may have shed light into what Jack's true story is. And Mike's just not like, so we have, where was it found, the treasure chest, and was Jack the true legitimate finder with no backstory?
Mm-hmm.
I have been investigating the Jack one more than anything. The other ones kind of come to me because others are investigating that. And I've spent a good solid year doing that. And I feel like it finally has all come to pass. And Mike's like, there's people that have shown they have no boundary. And why should you invite that kind of chaos? Because what is it going to change? It's not going to change. Jack owns the chest. He's still selling it. He's going to put out whatever he wants, if it's 9 Mile Hole or not. So Mike's like, take down that post and we're done with it. Our family is done with this. And he threw the hammer. Okay, go ahead.
Hang on. All right. We got a super chat from the Copper Factory who says, Mike the Hammer Cowlazars. Sometimes you just have to drop the hammer. Hopefully I don't drop it on my foot. Thanks, Dan. Or is that Packer Jack? No, that's Dan. Although Dan and Packer Jack have a show Tuesday nights, right? The Copper Factory. Check it out.
Tuesday or Wednesday, sometimes Saturday. I don't know. I have a notification on for them and Shannon. Those are the two that I, no offense to anybody else. I just have to limit my time and my positive space, and they are
for me. It's just like Jack's story is his to tell. We want to know how'd you find it, Jack, but when you get into personal stuff about Jack, I just think I wouldn't want somebody to go into my personal life. So I just think, but do you think on that we've tried to keep it chase related, but still, it's like, yeah, let Jack go be Jack. And when
you had to dive into a little bit of personal to figure out.
That's all. No.
Well, so do you think it was worth the time and a lot of the animosity and negativity? Jack discovered it in 2019, and Jack was in Puerto Rico. That's why he didn't take it to
right.
Do you think that was too far? Like when he emailed us and said the entire country is now in jeopardy, and you responded, and
they'll be okay. I don't think that was out of bounds because it was chase related. Like, when did you find it? Did you find it this year, the year before? Did you actually leave it, go do a tax residency somewhere and come back? I think that's fair because it's chase related, which is just blows my mind if that's what happened, which it seems like it is, that he left it. But But yeah, other than that, like, where does he live? Or then do you think we have a right to know who his search partner was if he had one? That's when
it's all come together. And then Mike's like, no,
that person. Yeah, but
it
is another trail that could lead to a dead end again. But if that person wants to remain anonymous, if there was a search partner, well, then who are we to say, oh, no, you can't. You have to come out. Well, no.
I just wish you would have said this a year ago. And you did bring up a good point. You didn't know how far it was going to go past the line of what we're comfortable. I'm more comfortable than Mike. Mike has dropped the hammer. I love, honor, and obey. I won't say I necessarily agree with it, but Mike doesn't make absolute comments very often. And it was, well, you definitely need to take that post down until we talk about it. And then once we talked about it, and so those of you that thought I was teasing, there's Jack now. So those of you that thought I was teasing you, no, there's been some things, and now we're going the direction of treasure chest sale.
Right. Yeah. Treasure chest sale, whenever it happens, is definitely valid, right?
Yeah. And whether 9 Mile Hole is the place and the 9 clues, that's fair game, right?
The clues. Yeah. Anything Forrest related is fair. I mean, we could talk about the things Forrest said. Is Forrest a liar? That was only half a joke. But the other thing is, what if the person who buys the treasure chest or buys any of the contents when they come up, do they have a right to remain anonymous? And if they choose to exercise that right, well, then should we try and figure out who it is? I mean, I think anybody can speculate who it is, but you know what I mean? What
You
end?
don't need to speculate because it's going up piecemeal at Heritage Auction.
But can you buy something anonymously on Heritage Auctions? I don't know that. I'm assuming you can, but I don't know that.
So I spent some time with Heritage Auction this week or last week, and some people that have both sold and bought from Heritage Auction. We won't do it tonight. But I think it is a very interesting process because I thought it was much like eBay, like, oh, it's up there a week and people see the bids and they see the first initial on that. No, it is very, very different. Sometimes the auctions only last an hour, but they have a lot more marketing and strategy that they do up front, that sort of thing. So, yeah, there you go. There it is. There you have it. So, yeah.
Somebody asked, what's Jack's favorite color? K-Pros, what's Helen Keller's favorite color?
Oh,
corduroy. Too soon? What? It's a long time ago. It's okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to sidetrack you guys.
Shame.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Next. Oh, this is what I was looking for.
Randy, I'm trying to sacrifice my life for our love. Stop being such a dick.
Oh, I love it in the soundboard tonight. It's awesome. I forgot to put this on. I wanted to thank Packer Jack. Did you see what he got me? Did you see what he got me?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. From Packer Jack, who wore it and then gave it to K-Pro.
Yeah. And I love it. So, okay.
So, David Pisano says, I highly doubt that Heritage Auction will sell anything that was in Forrest Fenn's vault. Why is that?
They already are.
They already have. Isn't Packer Jack shown that they sold
right now?
That family has sold gold coins, and I believe it was expensive. I think they would have been in Forrest vault. So, got to say that's a false statement there, David. I'm not sure what your reasoning is, though. But anyway,
yeah. From what I heard, some of the other auction houses did not want to touch the Forrest Fenn treasure chest that Jack is.
Did they say why?
Yeah, because it's a
legal issues.
Something show at the whatever factory. It's a legal hot potato. It's a you have so many different items as well. I don't know why. I assume just because it's a mess that it is, but I don't know. So
yeah, let's just veer into the Super Bowl real quick. It obviously was fixed. Obviously the fix was in. That pass interference call, that holding call right there on the 1 yard line was a bunch of BS.
That was bad. That was bad. I will say I watch very rarely. I was with him, and he only is complaining because he lost a lot of money.
Yeah. But we made it up on the prop bets. Who had Cooper Kupp for a touchdown? Who had Cooper Kupp for a touchdown in the first half? And who had Cooper Kupp for 2 or more touchdowns? We had a lot. Field goal. We had both field goals in the third quarter. We did all right. We got most of the money back on prop bets. But anyway, yeah, I think the Bengals won. The Bengals never scored in the fourth quarter. So it's on the Bengals that they lost. I mean, Bengals, Bengal Tigers. They should have won that game. But yeah, I know. I agree with you, Tacoma Kicks. I agree with you.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to give kind of a future glimpse of what we're going to be looking at. And if we have time at the end, a lot of you, we took phone calls for a lot of years, and we haven't done that in a while. Some people said they wanted to call in and talk about what they think of conspiracy theories versus what we're going to take as kind of absolute anything from World Series of Fenn.
Right.
Yeah, no more Helen Keller jokes. Those will be not allowed. Mike reserves the right to not answer anybody. This may go terribly wrong. We have had these go wrong. I will tell you, though, no solves. No solve. And that was a rule before the treasure chest was found. There's no more solves. I'm just over, if you came in second, I'm sorry. But you can ask anything. I'll try to answer some things. There was in this post that I put up about World Series of Fenn, there was some discussion about DB Cooper. I am more convinced than ever, but I want to have some direct conversations. Some things were passed on. I saw some messages and I saw some emails, which makes me believe the Forrest family knows about the DB story. I do not believe Forrest is DB, but I think that there is some sort of connection, something.
Why would you think that?
Um, so
Go ahead.
About what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when I was really into this and went up to Reno and all the ha 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 stuff and Julie Banks and all that, I put out about 10 tentacles of information fishing and wanted to see, does anybody know the people that I knew in Santa Fe, the people that I knew of the family, the people that I knew that were friends, people that I knew kind of everywhere, and searchers to ask those people that they know. Well, the funny part is at World Series of Fenn, I got one of those answers. And one of those answers was cryptic enough that I can't tell in an email, but
Can you hear that, K-Pro? That's just a test.
Yeah.
We haven't done it in so long. I got to make sure I'm doing this right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that leads me enough to think that there's something more, but you can't tell. I need to have a direct conversation because I don't want more skullduggery and shenanigans. Ken Oklahoma says, does any of K-Pro's research shed light on Hell's Half-Acre Trip? From what I understand, and I'm hoping Ben says a little bit more, but I've talked to him offline yesterday or day before yesterday, that it seems that data may be suspect. That data does not, for me, negate the 2019 find, but it seems the whole ping data source may not have been accurate. But I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Was that person hired by Jack because he's a Jack search part? I don't know, because I don't look into that because Michael divorced me if I do.
Or was Jack's phone in the freezer when he went boots on the ground like it should have been? We did get a super chat from Mr. Copper Factory, Mr. Dan. He says, on the Copper Factory tomorrow, we're going to start going over the illustrations. And I'm assuming you mean the Thrill of the Chase illustrations.
Yeah, so if you guys
that would be
don't know,
interesting. And I hope Dan and Packer Jack, I hope you guys focus on the 9 Mile Hole solve. Now you look at the illustrations. Was there a hint there or not? I still need to reread the Thrill of the Chase.
Here's the cool part so Copper Dan got a photocopy of every single illustration from Nelica. And the one that Nelica has, and the one, like she has that kind of like the one she gave us, that there's the original and then there's the other one. Mm-hmm. He's wanting to do a comparison of both. I think Packer Jack is going to use his PowerPoint skills, and we're going to go down that rabbit hole. I will say, for me, I'm just going to put this out now. The illustrations, Sean from Flipside was told directly when he met with Forrest, there's no hints in the illustrations. He did not say pictures, illustrations. He told me that. He told Cynthia that. And there was one other searcher that got that email. So there's 4 of us that have been told. I think it's going to be a fun exercise anyway. Like, it's the little squiggly line, a number, a letter, or something. Oh my, I don't know. I think there's only hints in the pictures and the words. And we're going to do a show on that. Rudy Green and Cynthia have agreed to come on, I think in 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, 2 things. Somebody just asked, illustrations, how do I watch this? So in the chat, I just posted a link to the Copper Factory on YouTube. You should go subscribe. Go check out the videos. Copper Dan and Packer Jack teaming up together to bring you the information you need. And then the second thing is I went over Rudy Green's solve on Thor again, which he posted in April of like last year about 9 Mile Hole. And I got to say, it makes sense. So you guys check that out.
And John S. says, I guarantee 100% the K-Pro will present an alternate solve later this year. 10,000, 100%. If the data drives me that way, sure. Right now I'm going with, I believed in GPS and turd at a time before I knew turd was a turd. Hey, turd, if you're watching, hi, turd. Nice to see you. You got us. Ha ha. Sad horn.
Well, that's a future show. How can GPS numbers that are in the poem lead you to within an hour of the actual spot? Is that coincidence?
Wait, but if you use it the other way, it's over at Medicine Wheel, and you do it the other way, it's at Washburn. Blah, 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 blah.
But Davio says, so what does a hint look like? Well, in the Thrill of the Chase, the picture of Fenn Rock with his father with all the fish, if that's a hint to Forrest Fenn, that was a subtle hint. You know what I mean? One of the 9 clues was in a picture, not an illustration, a picture. Those are 2 different things. An actual picture. To him, that was a subtle hint. I guess it was subtle because you had to put it together that that was one of the clues in the poem. I'm just saying, I'm not saying 100% that was it. I'm just saying that's a possibility, Davio, on what one of the hints looked like in the Thrill of the Chase.
And the chat's going fast, so I'm only seeing stuff that says K-Pro on it.
Kiwi.
I feel you have brought enough to the table to walk away. Jack solved the poem. Jack retrieved the treasure. Thank you, K-Pro. Time to focus again on the backup plan. Thank you, everybody, for the fun. Yeah, I think there's still a little bit more. I think this year we're going to see perhaps some things from the family now that things are getting settled. And I also think that we're going to see the treasure chest sale. And I also think that some are on the prowl for that final spot and that can have some confirmers. I think Jack saying, oh, I forgot if I took any more pictures. I think there might be some more pictures that can confirm that area, and everything might be coming out. I hope anyway.
Don't be a player hater.
There you go. So Tacoma Kick says, so now the pictures hold clues. So Forrest Fenn lied and said the poem alone could get you to the chest. I remember it specifically when I saw him on Today's Show or whatever 9 years ago. I don't think Forrest is lying with that. The poem would take you directly to the chest if you knew what the poem clues meant.
Right.
The problem is you have to know Forrest in order to know what they mean. When Forrest said no specialized knowledge, I really think that was wrong. Without knowing about fishing and the home of Brown and 9 Mile Hole and just Yellowstone, you know what I mean?
Well, we talked about a little bit of this offline. Do you know how much I now believe and understand what people believe in red herrings and specialized knowledge? Forrest could not have had that information beforehand. So I think when Forrest says it wasn't in a dangerous spot, he waded through, he says put in, so we know we're waiting, but he waded through those waters every summer. So do I think he thought it was dangerous? No. Do I think it's dangerous? My God. Do I think that there were red herrings in some of our grand adventures? No. But did some people say, oh, that was intentional because they found
their own red herrings? Yeah.
Right. So I don't think Forrest lied. I don't think negatively of him. I don't think he has any way of understanding how much this was going to get. I mean, once you do your own grand adventure or treasure hunt and you've had a couple hundred people look at it a couple hundred different ways, you'd be amazed how much he never anticipated anyone dying.
So here's my take on it. Randy knows what I'm talking about. The Beacon Star, a Codebreaker Charlie treasure hunt tells you exactly what it is or exactly gives you a solution.
Right.
A treasure hunt that you have to use your imagination for, it's subjective. I'm sorry, but that's what Forrest said. You just got to think about different things. You got to use your imagination. Right. Well, Forrest's imagination is different than mine, is different than yours, is different from everybody in this chat room. As soon as imagination comes into it, quotation fingers, it's kind of a crapshoot, and that's why it had to be grid searched to be found. I mean, it's not a clear-cut solve, and I think everybody wanted that and expected it from Forrest Fenn.
I think I think he said some things that weren't entirely accurate. I have a quote from him saying, solve my riddle, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then a year later, this isn't a riddle. So I think he also was he just was quoted so many times. I personally think Home of Brown, if it is what we think it is, was specialized knowledge. And I think it was also the most underwhelming, non-specific. When he said it'll get you to a 12 by 12 inch spot because you're looking at a tree and at the bottom of it, you see a treasure chest.
But you got to find the tree. And the poem does not directly direct you to a specific tree. It just doesn't. So,
and from where I have heard, some of the people that actually know the 9 clues and heard it from Forrest, family, etc., they went, isn't that specialized knowledge? Isn't that? I didn't get the opportunity to do that. I would have given him a hard time. I don't think it was intentional, though. I don't think he intentionally thought when he said 12 by 12 inch square that he meant you look at the blaze, you look down, it's there. It's like a 12 by 12 inch square. But I don't know. I don't know. When you say someone's lying, that usually means intent. And I don't think he had the intent to put anyone in danger or lie. I just think he had a perspective that was unique. He was a 13-year-old that went fishing all the time and waded over 9 Mile Hole. I've done it 4 or 5 times now. I was nervous the first time. I wasn't as nervous at the end.
The only thing is everybody being fed a narrative, and it wasn't 9 Mile Hole, but for some reason they want to redirect it there. I think there's a slight possibility of that, but 9 Mile Hole has got the same problems of wherever else it could have been found. It's got the park, it's got the illegal, there's so many issues with that, and that Forrest lied. I mean, why would that be the spot if that wasn't the actual spot? So I don't understand why they would pick something.
There's a few different confirmers and a few different ways. Even if you rule out ping data, even if you rule out Shannon, even if you rule out, look at the FOIA that was done when I'm going to name a name just because people will know that. So there was a FOIA done, 5 years ago, and there was a searcher by the name of Rick. And Rick was in the park and causing let's just say Yellowstone problems. And Yellowstone contacted Forrest. And his answer was, if you find him with the treasure chest, confiscate it from him and return it to me. There's some confirmation. Why would he be in the park? And why would Forrest respond? If he's in the park and has the treasure chest, make him return it to me. If that wasn't the location so I think some of it could be planned, but I will be surprised if enough data comes forward. I'm going to say, yeah, I was wrong again. And maybe 9 Mile Hole's not it. There's so many different ways it's been confirmed, in my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, and Carrie Galloway has a good point. Everybody's like, but he said a kid could get it and all this, and it's not dangerous. But in the poem, it says no place for the meek. How could it say no place for the meek if it was entirely safe? It says if you've been brave and in the wood, you got to be brave to cross the Madison. It's no place for the meek to cross. And then this picture that Rudy put it up on Thor, I mean, to me, this is pretty good confirmer. And that is his doodle. That's the Madison. This doodle is crossing to get the treasure chest. Think about it. He didn't fill in the water. We all thought, well, why is the land drop? Because it's a river. Because it's the Madison. That's what.
Yeah, but I could do. There's so many.
Cynthia or Diggin' Gypsy or anybody, it doesn't matter. But I mean, he drew it. That's an illustration from Forrest saying you're crossing something right there. It sure looks like a river to me. But yeah, I just saw that recently when I reread it, and I thought, oh wow, that's kind of a confirmer from Forrest. Yeah, so I don't think Forrest just straight out lied, but I think he said things that they don't seem to reconcile, do they? So, oh my God. And some people think it's a fake narrative. I get it. But why would they pick 9 Mile Hole? If you're going to pick a fake narrative, if you're going to pick a place to misdirect and just get people somewhere else, 9 Mile Hole, that's what you pick? That doesn't make sense to me. You pick some other thing in Wyoming that's, you pick Matitsi, you pick some other thing that's BLM and it's hassle-free that everybody goes, oh, that's what I meant.
And Alan Kay says 9 Mile Hole can't be specialized knowledge because it's named specifically in the book. And here's the thing. I don't think 9 Mile Hole is specialized, but that fishing hole that I believe is home of Brown, you needed to know the story and the water's high part with the tree coming out of that from Yellowstone. You would need to know those stories. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think Forrest had never said, and this is my opinion. I know a lot of people say there's a second chest out there and he filled it with gold and you just have to, that's the big confirmer, like that. You just have, we have Chase 2.0 already. I don't believe that at this point.
And two things. I just put the link to Rudy's post on the Hint of Riches. And I know other people have done it, that they've had a 9 Mile Hole solution. I'm not saying Rudy was the only person, but he articulated it pretty well on that forum post. Somebody wants to check it out. Now, Hooley says, can you please speak to the idea that Jack was cleared, quotation fingers, by Yellowstone National Park? Thanks.
Yes, give me 1 second, though, because I want to go back. Vertigo did a post called Here's 9 Mile Hole, and it's up on Thor, and I've pinned it just because there were so many people that wanted to discuss it. It has thousands, and 3 or 4 people jumped in. Rudy was one, and I forgot the other 2, and they kind of were refining.
And then I got a question, a point.
And it's a random tree. Come on, that's such a sad horn.
Oh, what? Okay, so wherever the blaze was, how could it not be? So if it's a mark on a rock, if it was a more permanent blaze, you still have to find it. But no, what I'm saying is whatever it was, whatever in your mind the blaze was, it's still out there randomly. How would that poem point you to that exact blaze? You have to get in a general area and find it. You got to look. You got to grid search it. I don't see.
No, I don't think so. Because if you're going to
Breaker Charlie, which is not,
it's not, but it's in between. If you're walking up the creek, and as long as you're looking, and if you're looking and there is a very large tree with, let's just say, a huge F in it, You
Right.
should be able to go, oh, that's it. It's not just you have to
Right.
grid search. Now, if that tree falls over on the ground, yes, you're going to have to grid search. But
Right.
if it is a tall tree and there is a large F, that would show a searcher that that is important.
Okay, so Hooli had a question. I don't know if you can talk about or not. And then
Yeah.
I mean, if you can answer her, because I don't know the answer to that. And then I got a thought on safety and the thrill of the chase. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and I said this long ago, and I think there's been some recent acknowledgement, and I think Cynthia's done a video on it, that the System Unit Resource Act in Yellowstone could play a factor of whether Jack can be held accountable for anyone that tries to wade over that 9-mile hole.
Right.
And I believe if he keeps his mouth shut, he will not be held to any of those regulations.
Oh, so that's what you think cleared by Yellowstone means? In other words, don't talk about it and you're okay. As long
I
as nobody
believe
comes
that
here to
Jack
cause
had some
damage.
I believe he had some conversations with Yellowstone, and that was and so if you think about it, I've heard there's a group that's going to like tour, that are locals up there, and they're going to tour people to go over 9-mile hole. Be careful what liabilities you want to take on.
The other thing is, it's not even if somebody causes damage. If I'm crossing Madison River at 9-mile hole and I slip and fall and I get washed down and they have to rescue me, can they sue somebody to recur that? I mean, they rescue people all the time. But if I'm like, yeah, I was looking for 9-mile hole is where Forrest Fenn's treasure was, can they go after somebody that told me it was? That doesn't sound
From
right.
what I understand, they
could do that. That doesn't sound
from
right.
what I understand, the position was they could. So it's just better for everybody to
They
keep
could if they wanted to.
right. I
Okay.
believe Yellowstone knows where it was found, and I believe it cannot be found in a FOIA. And I know why, because I did a FOIA, and you guys are stinkers. Jack, I know how you did it. Jack, I know how you did it. And it's part of this. Oh, do we want to get into all that, honey?
Wait, if it's a FOIA, then it's publicly accessible. A FOIA is okay, in my opinion.
It is not in the FOIA, and I know how they got around it not being in the FOIA. But it would get into some personal things. Do you want to get into it, honey?
It's related to the park rules and Jack retrieving the chest. You know what I mean?
It's related to Jack's backstory.
Well, I don't understand where you're going.
Yeah, you want your king.
It's your call. If you want to talk about it, talk about it.
No,
I'm not sure where
you don't want bad people to come after us, and that's fine because bad people suck, and you guys suck, and they know who they are.
Oh,
and
Bob Odenkirk's in the chat. Hey,
Packer Jack said, "Did Cynthia measure the fishing line in the desk and to say it was 150 feet?" No, from my understanding, she has not physically seen it. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn to say that. It was described. Let's put it that way. And I know that one for sure.
Shout out to Vale and Wave Seeker. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay. Here's a question from Doug Denning. Is it legal to cross the Madison River? Yeah, fishermen do it every day, right? Not in the wintertime, but you know what I mean. People are on the other side fishing all the time. So now, do you have to get a permit or some kind of permission to fish and go across the other side?
No.
Why did the fishermen cross the river? To get the Forrest Fenn's treasure chest. Oh, sorry. See, I switched it up. All right.
No, but when we were there, home of Brown, it was funny because there was 2 guys, but only one fishing pole could go in. And the guy goes, I said, "Is this a good spot to fish?" He goes, "It's like fishing in a barrel." And he's like, he goes all the way down right there. There's a big cliff.
Heavy loads and water high. That's where the water high is, right?
Exactly.
High. I don't know. I don't know how we were supposed to know that without talking to a fisherman that knows. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Oh, John says you have to have. Well, okay, you have to have a fishing license to fish. But can I, as a visitor, I want to cross the Madison. I want to walk across. I'm not fishing. I just want to cross the Madison. Not for Forrest Fenn's treasure, because I want to see the other side. Is that
you have to have a fishing license to fish in Yellowstone? Did you guys know? Hey, Ben and Packer Jack and Alan, did you guys know? Alan knows this because I did not know this. I've never fished there. I've just crossed there.
I'm assuming, and they may have a limit. You can only catch so many, especially if this home of Brown, you just fish in a barrel. They're probably like, you can only take so many or something. But anyway, so this is what I wanted to say about safety. Some people are like, if you had to cross the Madison, well, then it wasn't safe. And then Forrest Fenn lied and it was horrible and all that. But I I don't think where the actual solution was is the safety factor. The safety factor is Forrest Fenn wrote a poem and said it's somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. Think of all the danger that's in the Rocky Mountains with grizzly bears. And Forrest Fenn alluded to this. Wherever you are is dangerous when you're searching for the treasure, right? And then we had somebody drown, and he would not come out and say it's not in water. I'm sorry. He did say the chest was not in water, but he would not come out and say you don't have to cross water. Well, duh, because you do. But I think I'm not mad at Forrest that you had to cross the Madison River. I guess I would, if anybody wants to be mad at Forrest that he wrote a poem that says put in, which means get in the water. You have to be brave. It's no place for the meek. And whether you're in New Mexico or all the way up to by Glacier National Park, I still think it's personal responsibility. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to go out prepared. And if you do cross a river, you can't do it if it's too deep. I mean,
no, Copper Dan's first hunt would have lasted longer than Forrest Fenn's hunt if the blaze wasn't broken. It was Madison Junction to Canyon Down to put in at 9 Mile, find the tree, and there's a creek right there. My God, Forrest, that sucked. The only thing that didn't suck about it was 10 years because your blaze that was supposed to go 1,000 years didn't.
Right. Oh, I get it. It could be a horrible treasure hunt because of that. I just think the safety factor of if Forrest expected us to cross the river, it's so horrible. I don't think it is. I think the entire thing's horrible. If I crossed a river in New Mexico looking for it and you crossed the river in Madison, the danger factor is the same. The safety factor is the same. You just happen to be in the right location. I was in the wrong location. That's all. But any poem that says you got to use your imagination and think different things, there's no way to, it's not precise. That's why the GPS made so much sense to me. That's the only way to get a precise 12-inch by 12-inch location.
So I know some people are really thinking that there is more to this story. And I know there's more to this story. I think my more to this story is different than their more to this story, but I will support, watch, think, reconsider anything. I know some people are hot on the prowl right now on finding the ending that Mike has told me he's going to kick my butt if I continue to.
The numbers are there, guys. Is it coincidence? But then you know what? Try the Wheel is there too. New Mexico, Try the Wheel, Wyoming, Montana. If you slide the lines around, so coincidence maybe.
Yeah, I think it's. I think you know what? How I am having a hard time letting go of the Jack story that you're just saying we need to let GPS go. It's just, and one day if I need to stand corrected, I will stand corrected that Turd was right, but Turd's a turd. Turd.
When does the park open this year? There's a good question from Blue B, our friend. Any idea? Does anybody know when the park officially opens this year?
No.
And who's going? Who's going to be there opening day?
Well, I know that. What's her name? Cynthia is going to. I guess she's going to bike the entire Grand Loop, which is like 30 miles or something.
Well, good for her. That's crazy. And now you know the rest of the story. Paul Harvey. Anybody? Hashtag Paul Harvey. Forrest.
Will we ever know who Turd Source is? Carrie. Everybody knows who Turd Source is.
If you watch our videos, you know who Turd Source is. Yeah. Somebody else just put something, and that was you stand in a river to fly fish. What's the big deal? That's right, JK Pioneer. I think that's how Forrest was in Forrest's mind. When he says a 3-year-old could get it but would need some help, Forrest was probably fishing at 3 years old. To Forrest, when he grew up there, I don't think the crossing the Madison was any big deal to him. And that's kind of my point. To Forrest, it was safety, everybody. Bears, you run into other people, strangers, poison ivy, all the crazy stuff. Crossing a river.
That's like a Saturday afternoon for him. So I get that. But I will have to say, if all of this would have come out when he was alive, could you imagine the Condor, think about how different our last year would have been if Forrest was alive, because I know some of you that haven't been around as long as some of us others have. He was pushing narratives. He was pushing things. He would get mad at us sometimes on our YouTube, but even more so on Thor, on Chase Chat. I mean, I was directed at times to unban someone, or I don't want this didn't come from me, but put this out. I could only imagine the last year and what he would have thought. Oh, yeah. Okay. May 6th, East entrance. May 11th, Cook City to Chief Joseph's Scenic Byway. Holy's on it as usual.
I don't know. Is that a different solve? Is that what's going on?
No.
I see how you get in. I got you. May 6th. Now I get it. I didn't see the dates. So May 6th, it opens. Oh, it's not open in April. Is that right?
No, but you can bike it. She's biking it.
Oh, you can't drive into the park.
Right. You can get in year round. You can snowmobile right now.
So Memorial Day weekend has got to be a huge weekend in Yellowstone. Everything's open, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the week after that is the anniversary of the chase being over. So there's some searchers that will be up that way.
Now, Ken Oklahoma says, how, according to Jack, is F going to entomb himself like a pirate? I don't remember that comment. Do you?
Yeah, Jack or Condor. If we believe Condor now, because Condor. Right. So did all of Condor come from Branded Man, or did that get independently verified? I'm now, well, I don't know. Entombed like a pirate. I don't know. I know that there was a comment about the pirate, and remember Dan Barbarisi said, the email was a treasure-like email. Well, Jack 97926493 is not a treasure hunt. So I don't know.
Well, let's talk about when Forrest said, I was going to go die there was my intention. Was Forrest going to cross 9 Mile Hole, go way back there in the trees somewhere, and just go to die, and then nobody would find it because there's nobody has a reason to go way back there in the trees? Why is that? Yeah, I could see that.
Well, no, to me, Forrest did not care about the final spot. I understand about 9 Mile Hole. So when you say, was he going to cross and all, that was to hide the treasure chest and maybe his body when he went to follow the guy.
If he would have followed through with it, I think he would have went and sat right at the base of the tree that had the blaze to die. This is my opinion. If he was going to do that.
But I don't think the exact spot that Forrest put the treasure was important at all, other than it was a little bit off. So then it wouldn't be. Yeah. I think 9 Mile Hole was important. Yeah,
I agree. And the simplest solution is usually right in these things. It was his favorite fishing spot as a kid. I mean, that totally makes sense to me. I just wish when I first started the chase and people were like Yellowstone, I was like, no, he couldn't have done it there. That doesn't make sense. I was wrong for many years. I was wrong until when Forrest came out with the statement, keep it simple if you can. Then I switched. If you guys remember, I have a vlog where I went, keep it simple. It's got to be a place when he was a kid. And where did he go as a kid? What's all through the thrill of the chase? Yellowstone National Park. And that's when I was like, it's probably up there somewhere. I don't know if I ever could have figured out 9 Mile Hole, but I definitely could have by looking at the book. That was definitely a location. That's why I think Forrest said, if you can figure it out. It's subtle. You can figure it out.
So Copper Factory says, Copper Dan says, and this is why I didn't believe the Condor crap. Now even you have your doubts. Here's the problem that I'm having. On Ben's show, maybe a week ago or so, since WSOF, he said, he said it on his show, like there's some issues with the ping data. Well, the ping data that came, or the Condor database came from the same person. I don't know if one is independently verified and one is not. I never saw the ping data. I looked at all the Condor stuff, and it seems that Rudy and Ben and I don't know. I know there's some other people that worked on it that independently verified it. So if it is independently verified, but if the only person that came up with the Condor database is Brandon Man, and there is some reason that Ben is questioning some of that data, doesn't that make everything that is out there suspect? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. I still believe in 9 Mile Hole. I'm asking the questions right now. Okay.
Or if Condor 2 is Jack or was Jack, is he smart enough and a master manipulator to put all those fake posts up before? He's leading people away from the actual spot.
Why would he say things like Puerto Rico when he got caught with his pants down? Yeah, as Jens would say, he got caught with his pants down.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Yeah. If he's a mastermind, he wouldn't have done some of the things he did in that Condor database. Hasn't found the bug mic. Oh, there's a bug mic in here. Wouldn't be my first rodeo.
Wait a minute. You better throw it out the window then.
Yeah. I love it though. It's somebody asked me, what is it?
Packer Jack. Yeah.
Somebody asked me, like, where'd you get that? Is it what? I don't know the history. I don't know the provenance to it. It's a really cool gift from my friend Packer Jack. There you go.
Copper Dan's penis frog. It's Packer Jack's frog. I'm sure Packer Jack come up with a better name.
Make my
Yeah. It's
Wow.
exactly what he
Okay.
would do if he was a mastermind. Yeah, but then he put Puerto Rico, which we think really happened. Unless all of it's a cover story.
No way. You
Made all
cannot.
of that, then he is a master manipulator,
No.
mastermind, criminal.
No.
Not criminal, but mastermind. You know what I'm saying. Which,
No.
wow, that's a rabbit hole.
I did hear a searcher. Okay, here's some scuttlebutt from World Series that I'm not supposed to say, but I'm saying it anyway.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Scuttlebutt. Breaking news. Scuttlebutt in parentheses.
But I'm not supposed to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. So a searcher hired a private investigator and sent him down to Puerto Rico and like staked out. I can't believe this. This is crazy. It wasn't me, and I didn't know it happened at the time. Staked out his place for a while, and Jack never surfaced in Puerto Rico. They say.
Well, is it just a paper trail?
I don't
I
know.
wish you weren't a liar.
And that's why we have better minds on it than we'll. I don't know. I don't know.
Ryan says casting doubt on the Condor 2 is ridiculous. The Condor 2 posted these posts publicly. There is no doubt there, and casting doubt is like, why are you doing this?
Well, okay, so let me ask. There's a couple things. From what I understand, it wasn't public. It was all deleted stuff, and only the admins could see it. And now one of the admins is maybe suspect with some data. I actually believe in the Condor database. I am just doing what everyone else is doing. And I think, Ryan, you're doing it more than most. We question everything. So once something comes out from someone that ran that forum, I never saw any of those posts publicly. They were all deleted. From what I understand, everything was deleted. Right, Mike? Focus, Mike.
I'm sorry, what?
The Condor database is
I don't know. I never looked into Reddit myself. I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot tell you anything about Reddit posts from Jack or anybody else.
Oh, there we have it. Bob says, Cowlazars, you are the real mastermind.
Well, that's why I pointed to this, because UAP disclosure's coming. And this is related to the Grand Adventure, but we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Oh, I actually have an answer for, can you put up Ken Oklahoma's?
K-Pro, do you think Shiloh will give Jack Fenn provenance for heritage sale? I hope not.
Yes.
You think he will?
I don't know if it'll be him or the fan or how it's going to be given, but I do believe there will be. And I don't even know. Packer Jack could probably answer it better than I. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like, is that given in a certificate? Is that given in a? I don't know. But I do believe that there will be support when it is sold by the family to say this isn't some fake thing. It will. I don't even know what it means. That question was asked and answered.
I don't know the answer. But let me ask you, let me make a comment about opinion, guys. You guys, our show is opinion. A lot of people think when you say something, K-Pro, it's fact. And you are the Kolchak of the chase, if anybody goes back to the Night Stalker. You get the information, but it's still opinion, guys. Like I heard, I'll show you how easy it is to start a rumor. I heard Treasure Warriors are going to put the Shiloh lures up on Heritage Auctions. That's what I heard. I heard they were going to auction it. No, I just made that up. But if I say that, now people are going to hit Ben and Ashley and say, are you going to put that up on Heritage Auctions? Well, you have to, because Cowlazars said it. No, we speculate about these things, guys. We speculate about 9 Mile Hole, about the clues, about Forrest, Shiloh, GPS, all this stuff. It's speculation. So some people, I think, just take it as fact, and it's not. The only thing you should take as fact is something that you can prove on your own without anybody on YouTube that said it. You know what I mean?
Well, and here's the other thing. I remember when we had the first round of tubers, they said how I'm like this technologically advanced. That's what I was data mining for Thor to get like this all. Here's the thing I'm doing. I am not saying data is suspect. I am asking the question genuinely from a very dumb, technologically stupid person. If the data is suspect that came from Ping, would the data be suspect with Reddit? If Ryan says no, and now Warriors just posted something that said there's reason to believe the Ping data could be compromised, but the database is real, that's good enough for me. But to be given a hard time of why are you doing this when you're doing the same thing as I'm doing, which is questioning everything, I would be disingenuous not to. So I'm going to continue to do exactly that. No matter how hard of a time I get, I still see myself as someone trying to get to the truth. But the minute that you two especially say, no, 2 totally different things, and you guys boil it down to say this database could be verified in different ways, and that's why Rudy and Ryan and Ben and probably others can confirm it, good enough for me. But I'm going to question those things. Don't think malintent. Think she's stupid, because that, when it comes to technology, she's stupid. And Mike can attest to that. I tried to get into an account today to book some travel, and it took me 3 hours because I can't.
You have a brain like a chicken.
I do.
All right. For the record,
Okay, for the trolls.
is setting the record straight. It says, for the record, you like how I knew what FTR stood for. There is reason to believe the ping data could be compromised, intentionally created to help a 9 Mile hole solve, but the database is real. I don't know if that clears anything up. Well, I guess what I was getting at is a lot of times when you make one of these PowerPoints, K-Pro, people are taking it as fact.
Yeah,
when it's still opinion, guys. Even if K-Pro types it up in a PowerPoint, it's still opinion. So
PowerPoint does not make it so. Well, here, questioning the database is understandable for someone who isn't familiar with Reddit. It's unfair to question K-Pro's question. Here's the thing. Here's how stupid I am. I didn't know Reddit existed before the chase. I didn't even know what Reddit was. And then I went on Reddit, and there's 17,000 people on the subforum. How did this entire thing exist? I did not know. This is called Why PhDs Need a Crutch.
Bud Light. Suck one.
And Ryan, we're World Series of Fenn. We could have all got together. Rudy was there. Ben was there. We were there. A lot of searchers were there. You should have been there, Ryan. We could have had this out. You guys could have arm wrestled over it.
I don't think we were, or at least it wasn't even on my radar to question. Well, I always wondered because I never saw the data. I didn't want to see the data because I didn't think it was appropriately. So you didn't see it. So you always question something when you don't see it. I know there's irony, guys, for the 192 of you. Yeah, we haven't seen some of your stuff. I know. And that's just called, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Reddit thing, I have no idea if that's real or not. I'm trusting Ben and Ryan that they know what they're doing and whoever else is in the Reddit world, but I've never verified it myself. You know what I mean? So a lot of this stuff you have to take with a grain of salt because it's other people saying, oh, no, that's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know what the proof is, but anyway.
Yeah. And just the irony of it, Brandon didn't let us post. So I didn't get to know Reddit very much because I was banned there for the majority of my chase life because they just didn't like me.
Because they don't like the truth. Oh.
They can't handle the truth. No,
Red They're doing something else. It's Valentine's Day. But he's on a carnival ship watching Cowlazars in international waters. All right.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. You know what? That's something I want in the future. I want a Valentine's Day cruise, me and you with William and his better half. That would be amazing because William's the funniest man alive. Okay.
I'm a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Okay, we did get a super chat from 3D Bronze. There it is. Numbers mark a spot next to the location and can also aid in finding general area within the
2 miles.
4 letters, but not the 4 letters itself. 4 letters is well known. DB Cooper WH, DBC WH. Is this a treasure hunt 3D Bronze? You're talking about Thrill of the Chase. I heard you had a new one come out, but I've been busy with World Series of Fenn recovering.
Yeah. So he was speaking on you on other channels because you weren't on his treasure hunt.
If there's a new one, send me the link. Email me the link right now and I'll show it 3D Bronze. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, let's see if we can figure it out. Numbers mark spot next to the location.
Oh, I'm not getting sidetracked.
Oh, within the park.
Thursday night. That's a Thursday.
Is it. I already figured it out. Numbers mark a spot next to the location. And it can also aid in finding a general area within the park, but not the park itself. Park is well known. I don't know if that's it. It's a guess. All right.
Okay. K-Pro, at this point, do you think you know what gave Jack confidence for 25 days searching? I believe that his story that he found. Okay, here's one. I'm not supposed to say, but I'm going to say anyway. One of the 2. He said there was 2
Let me get ready to mute her. Oh, sorry.
There's 2 slip-ups. I'll give you one. Yeah. And it's as confirmed as I will ever have it. The first confirmed one was it was my favorite ...
Fishing hole.
Fishing hole. Let's just say it's favorite fishing hole.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, would that make you never leave a spot for 25 days because it is so groundbreaking, his favorite fishing spot?
If I also looked at the poem and went, wait a minute, Madison Junction, the Canyon, 9 Mile Hole. If I talk to a fisherman and we're like, oh yeah, that's if I put the clues together, yeah, I would be like,
No,
that's it. That's
you're a liar. The answer is no.
okay.
You got the wrong answer.
But I'm
No.
not Jack. And maybe Jack was determined to,
I believe there is more to this story. And if you knew what I knew, you would go, maybe Jack stay there for 25 days because of a random fishing hole.
What's the other
But maybe
thing?
in another way, he partnered with another searcher and got some data that he shouldn't have gotten and brought it all together in a different way.
No, that's all speculation.
It's all speculation.
We can guess that Forrest got hacked. We can guess that Jack was given a nudge, but I haven't seen anything that proves any of that. And this goes back to Reddit. Let me read these two. Treasure Warrior says, let's put it this way, K-Pro and Kyle. If the ping data is compromised 100%, then the conspiracy is real and we all have no clue what's happening. And then Ryan says, thanks. I just felt that we've gone over the Condor 2 data a lot. Understand that something changed in that area. I don't know what that means. So there are new questions, but those are two separate things. But here's the deal.
See, that's contradictory. Those two comments are contradictory, right?
Well, no, here's the thing. If the ping data is compromised 100%, well, how do you know that? How do you know it's compromised? That's what nobody is saying is that.
And you go to Treasure Warriors.
Jack. Well, then how do you know? First, you said it was Jack, and now if you're saying it's not Jack, or you're saying it's been compromised, I don't know what that means. So maybe on one of your shows, Treasure Warriors, you could explain how is it compromised, or what are you talking about? Because I don't know what you mean when you say it.
And here's the other thing: if let's say there is a 5 exclamation points, this data is compromised, and then later it comes out, nope, it wasn't compromised. We went down the rabbit hole. That's okay, people. It's okay to question
everything, guys. We're discussing it. But if it was 6 exclamation points, it would be confirmed. If it's only 5, it's speculation.
And do you see Holy's question? We haven't talked about this nuance. When is K-Pro's Corner happening? Let the conspiracies fly. Isn't that there's a loophole here?
What?
Can I go over on K-Pro's Corner and
you
talk
can say anything you want on K-Pro's Corner? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. That's not what you said the other night. You said it puts shitty people in our lives, and
I have never told you can't say something. I've given you my opinion on why you shouldn't.
That's true.
All. But you can if you want to do it.
You're an advanced hacker now. How many people attack you because of me? So it's not like we can say K-Pro's Corner isn't going to have fallout to you because people are crappy. They know to attack you to try to get to me. And that sucks. And that makes you guys, you know who I'm talking to, terrible people. Mike's not a hacker, guys.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I don't have any other YouTube accounts, guys. Just Cowlazars have been the only one forever. So, did Mike just call me a shitty person? What? No. Where did that come from? I think you did, K-Pro, but I don't think you're talking about it. I don't know who.
I was not talking about Holy. Okay.
I think Hooli should be on K-Pro's Corner. You guys can talk it out over Zoom. Wow, it's been a while. There it is on the soundboard when I can't remember which one. William with the $10 super chat. Actually, $9.99 for 9 Mile Hole, 9 clues. 9 conspiracy theories. Only way for a searcher to spend 25 days in one spot would be to have data. Average searcher after 2 days eliminates that area. Jack would have to have knowledge to confirm outside. Now, I agree with that. The way William put it, you're right. Jack had to have something other than just his favorite fishing spot.
Yeah.
But we'll have to talk because I don't know what you think it is. We've probably talked about it, but I don't remember what if you just want to guess that Forrest emails were hacked. But again, it's kind of like Reddit.
No.
What's the proof?
Okay. We'll talk offline because.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm missing something. So.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about somebody committing a crime like hacking, then yeah, I wouldn't talk about it. I mean, if you are going to name somebody and say that person did this, you better you better either have some proof to back it up or you're going to go down a road you don't want to go down. Kind of like when people accuse other people of things that they have no proof of.
Yeah, and someone may flicker my lights then. Oh, we can't use that as proof because we put it out. He says he'll sue us. Turd.
Whatever. Yeah, Sam says, if we all went dead silent on Jack and only sang his praises, he still wouldn't come forward in any way, ever, ever, ever. I don't know. I wonder if Jack will tell his story when the time's right. And that might be 5 years from now, but I wonder if eventually it'll come out. Once the chest is sold, once things die down, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to believe Forrest. Here's what Forrest says. It'll eventually come out.
That's true. Forrest did say that.
We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the hard way. Isn't that what the Bambinos say?
I hope you feel better, Hooli.
Aw.
Hope you feel better.
Yeah. So, okay. So I believe there is going to be a treasure chest sale coming up. I believe, and it's really either way. I think Cynthia put it perfectly on her Facebook post. It's going piecemeal at Heritage, unless somebody swoops in and says, I'm going to buy it. But from what our understanding is, it's going
Or
piecemeal.
unless Jack changes his mind. That simple. It's
Absolutely.
really his call, right?
Right. Absolutely. But from what we understand, those wheels are going. It's already underway. It's already happening. I don't know how long of a process it is. I talked to some people. This last week, and it's from when everything's appraised, there's even a process to that. And this actually goes in line with what, when he met with Packer Jack, when he met with Copper Dan, Jack, when he said, there's so much more to this. There's so much more to this than I ever would have anticipated. I think he's right. I didn't realize they put now catalogs together. They start marketing. They'll start getting, information out. The auction doesn't last. I thought it lasted a week. No, it lasts maybe a couple hours. And there's 3 ways that you can do it online. You can do it via phone. You can do it via proxy. And there's like a whole thing to that. It's a lot different than I thought. And there's a lot more to the beginning of it than I thought. So
now we talked about going to the phone lines, but we're already an hour. Should we save it for next Monday's show and just do phone lines?
We stick to an hour. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We apologize. That's why I didn't put it in the title, because I knew we were going to talk about things. That's why I didn't put anything but Forrest, Fenn, Treasure Found. Next Monday, we will do only phone lines. Everybody's welcome to come in, but I reserve the right to cut off anybody for any reason.
Except if Rudy and Cynthia are coordinating coming on. I don't know which week that is. We're going to be coordinating which week that is. So once that is scheduled, we will. I don't know if it's next week or not. I haven't circled back. I've been doing things. So
did I do good?
Oh, okay. Yes, you did good.
Wait, so Lucky Digger says, so the Fenn family has nothing to do with the chest, so they wouldn't know. No, they're in quite a few joint lawsuits, and Jack and the Fenn family, from what I understand, Shiloh told me directly. He's in the know on some things that.
So Shiloh told you that at least what? Say it again.
There was that they keep in the know because they do have to provide provenance, and it affects their family. I do not believe that Jack and the family are at odds. I believe Jack and Forrest were at odds at a time. And maybe K-Pro's Corner is going to talk about that more.
There you go. K-Pro's Corner. Go over there and subscribe.
Jack has a big, lovely family. That's awesome. And families have spouses that talk and have children that talk and have friends that talk. I hope there's a big, huge family and all of them talk. And then eventually it's going to get out, because right now it is. And it's not getting out only from the one side. I think Jack's side things are good.
Shout out to Fake Shiloh. He got us for about 2 minutes. He got us last year. Shout out to Fake Shiloh. You could probably call him Ben. Fake Shiloh. I'll talk to you all day. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. That he did that is pretty good.
Yeah, it's my timeout corner. Yeah. But I don't, you know what? Mike brings up a good point with some of the things that we have been through both publicly and not publicly. It's true. Like what benefit would it give us? Let's just say, and I'm using this hypothetically, I'm not saying it happened. Jack, we know for a fact, we find out Jack hacked Forrest emails, got 9 Mile, and then grid searched the rest. Let's just say that happened.
Right.
What would it, other than we'll probably be in a lawsuit, some people will be really pissed off at us. We'll probably have people like making bad situations for our lives. What would it give us?
It would give some people closure, and that's right. Jack didn't solve it. He got it from some other means. The problem is if you say, where's the proof? How do you know? That's.
I think.
Well, we'll have to talk offline.
Well, we'd be providing proof, and the providing proof would reveal some personal information, no doubt. No, I'm not saying that related to a hack. I don't think it's a hack thing. I'm just saying with the evidence that happens, you do have to show the evidence, and showing the evidence would need to be provided. And that's where you start getting into a really slippery slope.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Let's talk about it though. Because maybe I wasn't understanding. We talk about things, I'm on the command center. I'm doing other things. Okay.
Oh, Bob, you're saying that Jack's family is very quiet. Well, then you're here telling us about Jack's family. So you prove my point that, people are talking. People are talking.
All right. Well,
Ken saying any chance in the world that Shiloh and Zoe would do a Q&A in a theater setting. This is my opinion only. There is no way Zoe is going to do anything. No.
Oh, wow. That'd be interesting.
If Shiloh does a book like he talked about potentially doing, he would do most likely bookstore rounds and all of that. So I would say yes, that's if that happened. I don't know if it's going to. How he put it is, if anyone does a book or tell all type of thing, it would be him. He's the one most interested. And look at the WSOF gift. I think he still likes part of he likes some of us and he thinks some of us suck. Remember Greg?
Fishing lures were from fake Shiloh.
No.
Oh, they weren't? Okay. All right. What's up, Randy? Hope you're feeling better with whatever it is you had done. Yeah, Honeybee said it. There it is. Okay, everybody. I think that's it.
Yeah, we're a little over an hour. We want to stick to
a lot different than hacking, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll have to talk offline about what that is. And then, excuse me, next Monday, Cynthia and Rudy, you're welcome to come on the show. If you can't, then we will do open phone lines for the hour next Monday. This Thursday, we're going to talk about the latest Grand Adventure, which got solved, and I hope the winners come on because they got a choice, $500 or the last mystery treasure box. And it was related right here to this UFO crossing sign, which I can now put up because the Grand Adventure is over. So that'll be Thursday. And you never know when we may go live between now and then. You never know when K-Pro is going to go live on K-Pro's Corner. So check it out. Now William's got a question. I assume, just because William's on a cruise, I assume Shiloh has knowledge of the special spot. So what would be stopping him from spilling the beans?
No, during our discussion, well, that's part of it. During our discussions, he said, we need to get through these legal situations. This was,
of course. Yeah.
God, when was it? November. I don't remember when right. Shannon and I and Cynthia drove in and then spent a few hours with Shiloh, and he was so kind. He said, let's get through the legal, because at the time we still had 2 lawsuits pending. At this point, both lawsuits have been dismissed. One of them was refiled exactly the same, and that person was already admonished of, you got to give us more or you have 21 days and it's going to be dismissed. So that's the first step was definitely getting through the lawsuits. And that has been the case consistent until right now. And the probate hearing is in less than 60 days. So we're right now, it's in May. So less than 3 months. So we are now kind of to the end of a stage of things related to the lawsuits, in my opinion, because you can't file on the family anymore. You can file on Jack. You can't file on the estate is what I should say. You can sue anybody, but the estate, the statute of limitations is passed. So it should be dismissed on like procedural. It won't even get past any procedural, no matter if Taylor Swift is involved or not.
Yeah. Yikes. That just shows there's a problem with our legal system, but maybe not, because it eventually gets thrown out. And maybe that's the process that needs to happen. I don't know. So anyway, okay, that's it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in Thursday, Grand Adventure. And then on the last note, did anybody see the trailer for the new movie? Nope. It was played during the Super Bowl. Jordan Peele's new movie. Nope. Looks like it's about aliens, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Okay. I would like to ask something.
Yeah.
I would like for anybody in the comment section after we're off to put in. So I'm trying to get into TV because Mike is a TV person. Mm-hmm. Mike believes there's only 2 types of TV, which is like really gross zombie violent death Or the dumbest dumb. What's that one redneck
Trailer
show?
Park Boys. Give a thumbs up for Trailer Park Boys.
No, don't give
Trailer
a
Park
thumbs
Boys
up.
is funny. I mean,
Give
it's just
a thumbs
you put
down
on
for
when you wanna
Trailer
vent
Park.
out, go to sleep.
Okay, so the rest of my sentence is I would like you guys to give us something that we could watch other than that. I don't need goopy. I don't need goopy like romantic anything. I just don't want
Game of Thrones. I think that would be too violent for K-Pro, but you guys could weigh in.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh,
Ozark.
Ozark.
Is
You
a
like
good
Ozark?
yes, I'm fine with Ozark. I mean, she had her head blown off and it was all the guts and brains were in her hair.
What about Sopranos? I don't know if you would get into Sopranos, Game of Thrones. Why are these all on HBO? Probably because we have HBO. But we have Netflix. Like, I would like to rewatch Game of Thrones because, as some of you may know, they're doing another show, spinoff series on HBO. I think this summer.
Vice Principals, didn't you say that? Vice Principals.
Yeah, Vice Principals is a good comedy. The Righteous Gemstones is kind of stupid, but I still watch it. But Vice Principals was funny. I like that one.
Corner
and
Gas.
Maybe she'd appreciate it.
Corner Gas.
What is it?
I'm going to hold whoever too. Randy Pischel says Corner Gas. Outlander.
I don't know what that is.
Antique Roadshow. Now that one's awesome. I haven't watched that forever.
I mean, yeah, we could watch it, but
yeah, I'm talking like a series. Like I'm into Yellowstone.
Binge watch.
I'm into Ozarks. Those are the
two. Succession.
Succession was Succession got a little.
I liked it though.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It's better than Trailer Park Boys, and it's better than. Now, I do have to say, Ben actually gave the recommendation of The Leftovers, and that got so serious for me. Like after the first,
I had seen it, I just hadn't remembered. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll watch this back and get that. Yeah.
Well, if you made it all the way to the end of this live show, put in the comments below what series you think me and K-Pro should watch.
Yeah.
I vote for Game of Thrones. Oh, 1883, we probably should get. That's the prequel to Yellowstone.
I've heard Lost is really good. I could maybe.
Oh, I watched all the Lost. Yeah. Okay. We could get into that. Fargo season 1. I haven't seen Fargo. That could be one we could watch for sure.
Fargo. Yeah, I've never heard of any of these. Okay.
Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yes, we're going now. We're really going now.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
Okay, everybody. That's what we're gonna do. Thanks for tuning in. Thumbs up the video. Put in the comments below what series we should watch. I think 1883 might be the winner. And then, yeah, we'll see you next time. Go subscribe to K-Pro's Corner because K-Pro's probably going to go live and tell you what she wants to tell you, regardless of what I got to say. So
that's not true.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Of course not. I love you, honey bear. Schmoopsy poopsy.
Love you. Happy Valentine's Day. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
UFOs are real. Oh, wait. 3D Bronze sent me the link.
We're never getting off this
in the nick of time. In the nick of time. So it is a new trailer, guys, for maybe a new treasure hunt. We're not going to watch it live, but here's the link. Go. Yeah, we can. It's only 10 seconds. Let's watch it because we're in it, K-Pro.
10 seconds, of course.
Yeah. Here, we'll show it. Thank you for the super chat, 3D Bronze. Here it is. Wow, I got confused which one we're on. No, it is this
You said
one.
what, do?
Wait, what the heck? Oh, yeah, it is. How did he just make it out of this? Wait.
Okay, we did get a super chat from 3D Bronze. There it is. Numbers mark a spot next to the location and can also aid in finding a general area within the 2 miles. Wait, 4 letters, but not the 4 letters itself. 4 letters.
So what's awesome is 3D Bronze literally just created this when this literally just happened 15 minutes ago. Good job, 3D Bronze.
There's well known. DB Cooper WH. DBC WH. Is this a treasure hunt, 3D Bronze? You're talking about Thrill the Chase. I heard you had a new one come out, but I've been busy with World Series of Fenn recovering.
Yeah.
So
he's on new on other channels because you weren't on his.
If there's a new one, send me the link. Email me the link right now and I'll show it, 3D Bronze. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, let's see if we can figure it out. Numbers mark spot next to the location.
Oh, I'm not getting sidetracked.
Oh, within the park.
That's
This is it. I already figured it out. Numbers mark a spot next to the location. It can also aid in finding a general area within the park, but not the park itself. Park is well known. I don't know if that's it. It's a guess.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Back
Wait
to
a
the
minute.
Future.
You tell me.
Oh my God.
3dbronze.com/DB.
I love that guy. Love him.
Those are funniest. What if we are for real? Okay. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.